The campaign to cancel Olympic hammer thrower Gwen Berry continues now with Meghan McCain, who felt like this was her story to opine on. Here's what she had to say about Gwen Berry turning her back on the flag.
I've spent the last year and a half hearing every argument possible and understanding why athletes protest in the United States of America, like Colin Kaepernick. The problem I have is this woman is doing this internationally, and if anyone just saw Vladimir Putin's recent speech when he met with President Biden, he's using the propaganda that America is an irredeemable crap hole against us, saying you think your country's so great over there? Look at BLM, look at everything that's happening in your country. You don't even treat your people correctly. At the same time where he's literally imprisoning people, and we're having our enemies and propagandic dictators using our own propaganda against us, which in turn turns into a real national security risk. So excuse me if I don't think some of these athletes are representing America in the same way. And for some of us, I will die for this. I will die on this hill that it is not appropriate or patriotic to go to a foreign country where you're supposed to be representing America and act like it's just about you.
Okay, so let's be very clear. She's not going to die for that. She is going to talk about it on The View while being paid a lot of money. So let's just be very clear. She likes the hyperbolic language, but she's just going to opine about something that she willfully doesn't understand. But anyway, JR, what do you think?
Okay, so Meghan McCain has an issue with what this athlete did overseas because it's a national security risk. I need the next step. How? What about our national security is at risk because this Olympic athlete decided not to face the flag? I'm not even sure exactly what she did, and not, put her hand over her heart for the national anthem. So then what happens? What happens now? It's got to be the next question. There needs to be a calm approach to when someone says something so ridiculous. Then you ask them in tangible ways, because we like to say they're coming to kill us. That's a direct thing that we really believe is happening. They're coming to kill us. They're coming to kill us. Who is? When? How do you know, Meghan? And what is it about this athlete doing it suddenly made that happen? You mean before all of our enemies were like, America's great. Oh man, what a wonderful country. Oh my God, there's an athlete a hammer thrower from America who didn't stand for the flag. Attack! What sense does that make? In what world does that happen? Oh, World War III started historically because that Olympic athlete didn't stand for the anthem and America's enemies came for her. What sense does that make? It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. You just have to say national security risk. They're coming to get us. Look at this black woman, national security risk. I'm telling you, man, I know you guys like to say, hey, stop making it so racial. But the way that we've separated and made people in our country, Americans, others, allows us to just attach anything negative to them when we disagree with what they do. So look at this woman, look at her, we dislike her, look at what you already say, we know what we don't like here. And then therefore, whatever she does that we disagree with is now become a national security risk. Why?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. There are people who would do the thing that you just described, knowing that it's not a point that they're making. It's a narrative, it's propaganda or whatever. She seemed to really think that she was making some sort of like impressive point or something. That Gwen Berry can't protest totally peacefully, literally just turning her body. She doesn't do the thing. She doesn't put her hand on herself or whatever. Like that's unacceptable. Because if she does that, then hypothetically, Putin, who didn't respond to that, but responded to something else, well, he's saying we're bad, and he's saying that while he's imprisoning people. So what exactly? So like, if not for BLM, he wouldn't imprison people? It undercuts our ability to criticize him. So she's saying we can't discuss factual issues in American history because that undercuts our ability to criticize a murderous dictator. So you're saying if we were to hide our own history and pretend we hadn't done anything wrong, we have more moral authority to criticize him for the things he's doing? How does that make any sense whatsoever? And none of this, of course, has anything to do with within 10 miles of what Gwen Berry is doing or isn't doing, the facts of what she's protesting against. All of it is just, no, Putin would attack us. I got news for you. He's gonna do it anyway. He's a bad guy. It's just such nonsense.
His propaganda has to be versus ours, has to have this issue of, hey, Russia's better here. In America, look at the mess that they are. That's the whole point. He's the leader of that country. That's what he's trying to do. He's the guy who wants to promote himself. So when you follow after his lead, and somehow I'm not sure what Putin has said about this event and the anthem being played, but I don't know. Maybe I missed it. I'm not sure if he then said, "Hey, look at this. Look at America. They're on the down. They're sliding downhill." I do know what Russia has said about someone else that likes to say that America's a mess. The Daily Beast reported that Russia is now pointing out things that Tucker Carlson has been saying about white folks being treated badly in America and saying, look at that mess over there. And this is what I think is being disingenuous about it. Ugh. He says, if you guys would like a bastion of somewhere you can go where we're not looking at woke politicians and we're not looking at you guys having this, what do you call it? They called it, I'm gonna look at the quote right now. They called it totalitarian liberal fascism in America. Russians are saying, based off of what Tucker Carlson has been saying about the plight of white Americans being persecuted in America. I expect Meghan McCain to get on air tomorrow, maybe she did it this morning, to get on air and say Tucker Carlson is a national security risk for America. Look at how Russia is using his words, his lies about how white people in America are being persecuted at the hands of all of these woke libs, and he's inviting them to come and be Russian. Does that sound like something you might want to complain about? Until you realize that the person you would be connecting it to, that the person that they actually use instances of, is being used by Russian propaganda to point out how horrible it is in America. They don't actually want stupid, racist white people from America to run to Russia. They just want to point out how much of a mess it is here, and Tucker Carlson is one of the lead figures of it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.